Bestie, we need to talk. I see way too many women settling for crumbs and calling it meals. And I get it. Society, past experience, and even how we feel about ourselves can make us think this is what we deserve. But we are not about here to keep settling for less and accepting the bare minimum. And I am about to change that. So grab your coffee, tea, wine, or any beverage you would like to enjoy, and let's get into it. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Sip and Talk with Ayush. My name is Ayush Elhat, and if you are new here, I talk about self-development and how to be the best version of yourself. And before we get into this video, make sure you check all the links in the description box where you can subscribe to my newsletter and follow me on Instagram and TikTok so we can connect to get more content like this. First things first, let's be honest with ourselves. Are you actually happy with your situation, or you are just comfortable with being in that? Because settling does not have to always look like settling in a toxic relationship. It can look like convincing yourself it's not that bad, but it is. Here are some signs to understand if you are settling or not. One, you keep making excuses for them. You keep saying things like, oh, they're just busy. Oh, I know they don't like showing PDA. Or I know they are not affectionate, but I know they care. Really? You need to understand that nobody is busy for you. You need to understand that somebody that thinks you are important is not going to be ever busy for you. Secondly, you feel drained. The relationship feels like an interview where you have to keep proving your worth. Three, you accept the bare minimum and call it effort. A good morning text is not an effort, babe. You need to understand the difference. Finally, you are afraid of being alone. If the only reason why you are still in that relationship is because you don't want to start over again, you think talking stage is just so hectic, I just don't want to start over again, that is not love, it is fear. And if any of these signs feels familiar, don't you worry, we are about to unravel how you can overcome them. But before we talk about how we can break free, let's talk about why do you think you need to settle for less? Because the more you know about the reason why you are settling for less, the easier it is for you to overcome or to know how to stop settling for less. So let's get into it. The first reason why most people keep settling for less is the fear of being alone. You tell yourself, what if no one better comes? What if I end up alone for the rest of my life? And I get it. We humans are social creatures and we always want to be around people. But do not let the fear of being alone cloud your judgment into accepting less, because that is going to haunt you. Have you ever heard the phrase of, I am in a relationship but I feel so lonely? We don't want that to happen to you. But the moment you start settling for less, it might. I have a full video explaining how to overcome being alone, and I'm going to put the link in the description box. Do watch it if you feel like you are afraid of being alone. It's going to help you overcome the fear of being alone. And the reason why people keep settling for less is low self esteem or low self worth. Because deep down, they believe this is all they deserve. Because they don't think they deserve more. When they ask more, they feel like they are doing too much. Oh, he's already doing enough. I don't think I should. No, you deserve everything in this world and beyond. So it is your right to ask for more as long as you are putting the effort. Relationship is not supposed to feel like a chore. You are not supposed to walk around eggshells. You don't like this? Say it and it should go. I don't mean you being imposing, but in a healthy way. You have to understand your worth, you have to understand your rights, and you have to know what you deserve. If you feel like you want flowers, do not feel shy of asking for flowers. Besides, the right person is going to automatically want to give you flowers unless you say otherwise. So you should know your standard and do not settle for what. Another common reason, because this is very, very common, that people feel like they have to settle for less, is societal pressure. The society keeps telling you things like, oh, you're getting older, you're not getting any younger, you have to settle down, get married, have kids, blah, 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 blah. How are you going to attain that level of fulfillment when you settle for less? I get it, settling for less might give you a quick and easy relationship, but it's not going to serve you a long time. Is this the person you want to get married to, spend the rest of your life with, when you are not even being able to voice out what you really want? You're scared of being called a gold digger or something because you don't want to tell them, oh, this is what I want. You just want to go with the flow and accept anything they give you because you think that if you don't, the person is eventually going to not want to be with you and they're going to get old and die alone. So what? So what if we don't end up with anybody? So what? Nothing's going to happen. You are not going to die unless you believe that you are not enough for yourself. That is when you start thinking, oh, I need to have another person to validate my feelings. That is not a reason for you to settle for less, but societal pressure might make you want to settle for less. So we have to understand that and learn to say, I don't care what the society says, as long as this is what I want, I am going to stand by it. And the final reason I think why people settle for less is mostly past experience. A lot of people grew up where they don't have an ideal relationship role model. So they think whatever it is they're experiencing in a relationship is normal. The lying, the hurt, the backstabbing, all those toxic things, they think it's normal because obviously the person that I grew up seeing, or the person people I am surrounding myself with are also experiencing this. So everybody keeps saying, "Oh, marriage is not a bed of roses." Some is a bed of roses to them, while the are thorns, it's still a bed of roses. So the moment you understand that your past experience do not define your future experience, that will help you not settle for less. Now that we've known the why we should not settle for less, let's get into how we can stop settling for less. First and foremost, raise your standards and stick to them. People are going to shame you. People are going to talk about it. People are going to tell you, oh, you're going to end up alone. Your standards are too high. You're never going to find someone like this. You can't find 100% in one person. You are going to find that person because there are countless thousands of women out there being treated right because they raised their standards. Standards are even way higher than yours. Why do you think that you are not going to get someone that is going to worship you and treat you like the princess you are? Why do you think that they can get it and you don't deserve it? You need to work on that. Know your standards, know your value, know your deal breakers, and stick with them. You might not find someone that is going to immediately fulfill all the boxes, but you will eventually find that person. And you have to be okay with, if I don't find that person, it's fine. I am going to treat myself up to my standards. My deal breaker is honesty. You have to start being honest with yourself. My deal breaker is pampering. If you are not going to pamper me, don't come close to me. Pamper yourself. The moment you start treating yourself better and your standards are high, you have cracked the code and mastered the act of not settling for less. A quick example of setting your standards and not sticking to them is when you go to a luxury shop and you want to buy a luxury item. If you have half of the money of that what the luxury item costs, are they going to give you the luxury item just because you want it but you don't have the complete money? No. The cost is already fixed. This is how your standard is. And people who are going to still buy it, people that know its worth, are still going to buy it. Just because another person doesn't have enough money to buy it doesn't mean a person who has enough money is not going to buy it. You get what I'm trying to say? If your standard is too much for someone, you're going to find someone who is willing to get up to their standard. Because once you are someone's dream girl or dream person, that person is not going to mess around and find out. That person is going to get their act right. So your standard does not matter. Secondly, is heal your self-worth and get your act straight. You are not here demanding for people to treat you right when you yourself are not treating yourself right. You have to understand that you are the price, and the moment you start acting like the price, there is no going back because people are going to treat you like the price. You have to understand that you are worth it. You are worthy of all the good things. You deserve it, and you deserve more than that. So understanding yourself or affirming to yourself that you are worth it, understanding what you bring to the table, because it's not easy. When you know that, you are not afraid to even settle for less because you're like, why am I going to settle for less when I am bringing so much value in your life and you are not even doing the bare minimum to get me stay in your life? To yourself how you want to be treated, act like the price, and stop making excuses for bad behavior. Making excuses for bad behaviors is just ridiculous. You are not a rehabilitation center for emotionally unavailable people. You have to start acting like how you want to be treated. Thirdly, on how to stop settling for less, you have to be okay with walking away when they don't serve you. Now, this is a very controversial topic because a lot of people would want you to stay and try to fix things. While I am an advocate for staying and trying to understand how things are, When someone doesn't want to treat you right, when someone is acting up, when someone is acting like a mess, it is not your responsibility to stay around and find out how they are going to end up being. You are not going there to try to be a therapist or try to fix that person. Be okay with walking away. The moment people know that you are not going to add one more second in their life if they keep messing up, quotes, please, you should understand that I say if they keep messing up, you have to let them know that you are okay with walking away at any time, any given day, any year. You are okay with, because the moment people understand that you are not afraid of leaving them when they mess up, they are going to get their act right. And the moment people understand that you are not going to walk away or you are scared of leaving them, that's when they start acting messed up. So you have to be okay with walking away. And if they really care, they will step up. You won't keep a job that pays you with compliment instead of money. So why are you keeping in a relationship that won't pay you in efforts? Instead, it will pay you in potential. Food for thought. Number four, stop comparing consistency with effort. Texting you good morning every day, it's not effort. That is consistency. And someone that keeps calling you or going to meet you every day or doing stuff, it's not effort. You would know when someone is putting effort to be with you, when someone is actually compromising to be with you, when someone is actually willing to be with you. Doing all these things can be done without feelings. When someone wants to have you in their life, they are going to put in the effort to have you in their life. Just like your parents, they put in the effort by putting food on your table, giving you shelter and feeding you. When you want to be friends with someone, actually put effort listening to your likes and dislike, not hurting them, not lying to them, being honest and being true to your feelings with them. So why are you settling for people who are not actually putting effort? Just because they call you every day or they text you good morning is not effort. That is example of consistency, and that is not going to keep your relationship alive. That is going to make you keep settling for less. And finally, surround yourself with people who do not settle for the bare minimum. This can goes both way. Surround yourself with people who do not settle for the bare minimum, and also step away from people who settle for bare minimum. Because the moment you're around people who always constantly settle for bare minimum, you are not going to see that this is an issue. We are going to think this is a normal thing. While if you surround yourself with people who do not settle for bare minimum, you are going to see that if they are getting treated right, why am I not getting treated right? Because they are human. And sometimes they are like, you are beautiful, they are beautiful. Everything is the same. So why am I not getting treated right? That is going to make you understand that you are not treating right and you need to step up your game. Finally, this brings us to the end of this video. This video was actually a roller coaster. I filmed a whole video and apparently it was not recording. The audio for this part got missing again, and this is just the outro of the video. At this point, I couldn't find it in myself to film another full video, so ignore my sick voice. This is me editing currently, and this is just a little voice note just to say don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye.